big beard, wild eyes, and an even wilder reputation. But what does a Russian mystic from the early 1900s have to do with one of the biggest disco hits of the 1970s? Today, we're diving into the wild story behind Boney M Rasputin. To understand how Rasputin came to be, we have to start with a man named Farian. He was a German music producer. In the mid-1970s, he created a group called Boney M. They blended Eurodisco sounds with storytelling and style. Farian worked with lyricist Fred J. and composer George Graham. Together, they created songs that weren't just danceable. They were theatrical and full of character. Rasputin was one of their boldest tracks. Grigory Rasputin was a real person, a mystic, a healer, and a controversial figure in the Russian Empire. He became an advisor to Tsar Nicholas II. But his growing influence made him a target for rumors. Many believed he had supernatural powers, and others saw him as a scandalous fraud. For Boney M, this made Rasputin the perfect subject. They exaggerated his story and turned him into a kind of disco folk legend. That's where the famous line comes from, "Russia's greatest love machine." The song's melody was inspired by Russian folk music, especially a traditional tune called Kamarinskaya. But Boney M gave it a twist. They added a driving disco beat, a pulsing bass line, and a catchy chorus. It was Russia meets the dance floor. East meets West, history meets pop. The result? A song unlike anything else on the charts. Not everyone loved the song. In the Soviet Union, Rasputin was banned. Officials thought it was inappropriate and didn't like how it portrayed a figure from Russian history. But in Europe, it was a smash hit. Rasputin topped charts in multiple countries. It became a dance anthem and a pop culture phenomenon. Decades later, it's gone viral again on TikTok and YouTube. New generations are discovering its beat and its bizarre story. So why did Boney M create Rasputin? Because they weren't just making music. They were telling stories, stories you could dance to. They turned a mysterious Russian monk into a disco legend, and more than 40 years later, we're still dancing to his name, RA Rasputin.